Hello everyone, welcome back to another Unreal Engine video. I hope you had a great 2023 and I wish everyone a happy new year. In today's video, I will be adding some lights to my house scene. Alright, so my main goal of today is to try and get, let's see, I want to add mainly a directional light and a few rectangle and spotlights in my scene. So let's get on with that. So first thing I do want to do is my directional light, which of course is basically a light shining in a specific direction. And in this case, it's through the windows. But this is definitely a lot. This is very, I don't know, this is like, I don't know how to describe it, but you can see that it overlaps too much. We're just kind of testing with this, figuring out how it works. I don't think it was the source angle. One thing I've learned is that if you want to sort of make it look more realistic, having a medium temperature such as 7,000 is good. So it makes it look a lot more realistic. For now, as an example, I think this works out okay for the light, but I do want to keep looking at this. So I don't want to make this too intense, maybe just like the normal one. And I don't know what the scattering does. I don't think there was anything there. But out of everything, I think those are the only things that a directional light has. I think if you rotate it, yeah, so if you rotate it, it changes which window the light comes from. So let's say if I just want to make it these windows, I can have it like this. So it comes out like this. But I do want to add a little bit of variety. So let me go back to rotate. And we'll rotate it a little bit to make it look like it's shining out of a different way. So I think that's good. I like that. And also, I do want to like rotate it so it looks like it's just, so it's like basically sunrise at this point. So I think in normal houses, it's like sort of where sunrise is like very long. So that's what I'm trying to go for. I'm not sure if that's true, but we'll see. I think this is good for my directional light, but there are some places that overlap a lot, like these. I'm not exactly sure how to fix those right now, but that is definitely something I will learn later. Actually, it might be because of this. This is another directional light. Okay, so my scene already had a directional light. That's why it was overlapping. So now I don't have a second directional light. It's only one. Let's turn this a little, maybe. Again. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay, so now that we have a directional light, which is basically the direction of our normal sunlight, it's time to add some, what are they? We can add some point lights and some rectangle lights. Mainly what rectangle lights are used for, so let me show you what I mean by those. So these rect lights here, you can see basically, so if I bring it over here, you can see basically a rect light it only faces one way. It does not show light the other way. Mainly what these are used for are things when they're like, let's say a TV is turned on. You'd use a rect light for that so you can show the effect of the TV being lit up. Sometimes people use it for windows, or I mean that's what I'm going to do right now. So what I mean by that is, let me actually turn this 90 degrees again. So I put it the wrong way, turned it the wrong way. So what I want to do with this is I'm gonna come here. I'm just gonna push this back towards the window. So let me scale this out. So here's another thing I will talk about later. First, let me just scale this out enough. And then we can source height. So now we have, actually let's do 112.5. Or that much is probably good. So basically what this really big sphere you see is that is basically the radius at which my light will shine. So don't forget, here I do want to add temperature, which I put at 7,000. So we just want to kind of match it with what's here. So if we turn it, I think we can turn up the temperature, no, turn down, to make it look a little more realistic. As, like I said, I wanted to make this sort of like a sunrise scene. So let me copy and paste this. And we'll just move it over to all the other windows. Uh-oh. Right, so we turn this up one. So basically now you can see that we have all three windows basically showing off light. So if we look a little farther, or let me go into game mode. So it's not exactly good right now, mainly because of my radius. So let's just make that radius bigger than it was before. And we can turn down the intensity to make it work. So the intensity, let's turn it to about, I'd say maybe 5. I think 5 might be a good intensity. Not 4, 5. And also, because remember that my sun is facing like this, I'd say that this window should technically have more intensity than the other two. This one should have less than the middle one. So it looks a lot more realistic. I think that looks pretty nice. So now we've tested out the rectangle lights. Do note that this video is a test video, and while I will be using these lights for my actual house, this is more of a testing to see what lights will fit in my house and what makes sense. So one light I want to add is basically in this closet section. So if you can't tell already, this is like a really big closet. So what I want to do is I want to take a spotlight and just let's go to details, and we will I'm going to turn down the outer cone edge. You know what, maybe we just don't use a spotlight specifically for this. We can use a point light. So basically, one thing I didn't mention, a spotlight is basically a light that will direct a specific point of light in sort of like a cone shape. So it's light, a specific light that points to a specific place. And a point light is basically just a sphere of light. It's not pointing to anywhere. It's not using the sunlight. It's just a light. So looking at this already, I can tell the intensity is too much. So if we turn it down to like 2.5 is good, and we bring it up as like an actual closet light, move it, Control C, Control V. So the more, if you go into game mode and you go to this closet, I haven't really added any light like chandelier stuff there, so it doesn't really look like it makes sense, but at the same time it does look like this would be a real closet because you can see the shadow that's emitting from these two lights. So if we go out of and escape, let's see, maybe I want to see, I might have something I can use for my lights. Let's just look through this. Okay, so I haven't found anything yet, but we might find something. Okay, so there's nothing here, but we can keep looking through everything else. Cause I got some furniture, got some level prototyping. Let's check this one. Okay, there's nothing there. That's in general. That's because this is a third person. Ooh, this is what? This is cardboard box. Okay. I might make my own. I'm not sure. But one more thing I did want to show is the effect of if you place an object here. So let's say I place this bookshelf. I don't know how to place this bookshelf. It's probably like that. And then we just, let me scale it up. Yeah, I don't like this. Let's try something else. Maybe like a cabinet or something, because that would make a lot more sense and I think it would look better. We have this. What is this? Oh, no. Let's try this dresser. If we have the dresser and we pull it back, you can see the shadow of the two lights on the cabinet here. I think one thing I might want to do is if I had something like a chandelier, I can basically just move these lights down a little. So if they're like over there, then it looks not too better, but you can also see the cabinet a lot more. And also I don't want to have these at the edge, sort of out. It's like that. I think for a test, this looks pretty nice. So let's go over what we've done so far. So far, I've added a directional light that adds these light, how do I say it? It basically adds sunlight through the windows, which casts shadows and emits this light. I've added the direct lights, which basically are made for these windows sort of thing. And I've added some closet lights as a test. And for now, I think it looks okay. We can definitely do better. I think one thing I do want to mention is that I definitely made the radius for these direct lights too big. I don't want them to be too big or else it'll basically it won't look good. If you have less and less for each one, it should make it better. So I think now it looks better, definitely. It's not too realistic. We can definitely make it better. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish everyone a happy new year, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.